Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be discussing one of the fundamental concepts of computer networking, IP addressing. IP addresses are a key component in enabling computer communication over the internet. Without them, it would be impossible for devices to identify, locate, and just exchange that data with each other. And so what an IP address is it's a unique identifier assigned to each device that's connected to the network. There are two kinds of IP addresses, IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is the older and most common IP address that you usually find on your computer or Xbox or any other device. It's made of 32-bit numbers separated by periods, such as over here, 192.168.10.87. And then the other is IPv6, which is the newer version, and it uses 128-bit addresses compared to the 32-bit that IPv4 uses. And IPv4 addresses are written in that format with 4 decimal numbers separated by periods. And IPv6 addresses are written in a format of 8 groups of 4 hexadecimal digits separated by colons, such as this big long number right here. So as you can see, there's a big difference between IPv4 and then IPv6. IPv6 is a lot faster than IPv4, even though IPv4 is a lot simpler and a little bit easier to use. And then IP addresses can be assigned statically or dynamically. Static IP addresses are manually assigned to the device and remain the same until they're manually changed. This is commonly used for devices that require permanent IP addresses, such as servers, while dynamic IP addresses are usually automatically assigned by a DHCP server, and that's usually for like mobile devices or just temporary devices, but we will go over DHCP servers and addressing maybe in another video. But for the most part, IP addresses, there is 5 classes, A, B, C, D, and E. Classes A is usually the first octet, which is this first number, is going to be from 1 to 127. Actually, it's going to be 126. 127, we'll go over that in a second, is called a loopback address, which it pretty much just tells the computer to find itself and to acknowledge that it itself is connected to the internet or to the network. And then class B addresses is going to be from 128 to 191. And then class C is going to be 192 to that 223. And classes A, B, and C are used for public addressing, while D and E are used for multicasting and experimental purposes. So you won't see those a lot. And then let's show you how to manually or statically put on one of these IP addresses. So I do have 2 little networks, subnets that I've set up right here. So we've got this address, which we're going to put onto here. So we'll come into the computer, come into the IP configuration, and we'll come right into this IPv4 address, and we'll just put in these IP addresses. So we'll go 192, 168, 10, 65. Actually, we'll do 66 on that one. It's common etiquette when you're setting up these networks to have that first IP address be the gateway, which is, as you can see right here, the default gateway, which that just means the router's IP address. And then we'll hurry and switch that subnet. We'll actually do that right now. 68, 65. Okay. And then we'll come down to this one. Configure. .192, 168. And then calculating these subnets is a whole different beast. We could go over that in another video, or you could just use an IP subnet calculator on the internet, which is usually what people do, which is pretty easy, but it is very useful to know how to calculate these as well. Oops. Messed up there. There we go. So we'll have to go through all of these computers and all the devices, and we'll have to manually put all of these in, which can be kind of tedious, and that's when DHCP servers can be very useful. They'll just automatically assign the devices these addresses. What we'll do is we will copy and paste that, just so we don't have to keep putting in all of these. So even on the server, you do the exact same thing. All right, and then what we're going to need to do is go down to this router. You can do it with the commands if you would like, but for this purpose, we'll just hurry and do it here. So as you can see, this port or interface is going to be 00, so we're just going to go right down to this 00 right here, and then we'll put in that default gateway, and then we'll put in that subnet, and then we will just turn this on. So as you can see, this is yellow right here. It's just turning on. We can fast forward it, and then bam. So this entire network is set up to this router. And then what we'll quickly do real quick is we'll just put this other IP address, this other subnet, just on this one. But for the most part, we can test it out. If our one subnet is up, we'll just ping it. We will just ping that default gateway. 92. And we're getting pings back. So that is connected. So PC 0 can talk over to this router here. So let's really quickly just set up this network. Oops. I won't turn this router on just yet. So we got to make sure 001, so we'll go to that port, that interface. And we will, oops, where did that go? Okay, so we'll do that. And then let's see what this subnet would be. $248. Now we won't turn that on quite yet. We'll hurry and go to these real quick. And then 150. Ooh, this one's already ready for us. And then when you make these subnets, as you can see, you've got a range of 81 address to 86. So in this subnet particularly, you've got about 5 addresses, 5 other devices you could assign. When our first address, we've got about 100. So it does matter how you set these up and how you calculate these. You wouldn't want to run out of addresses or have too many where it just would cost you money or something. 85. Okay. And now, so those are all set up, so we'll just come right over here back to that router, and we'll just turn that on. So as you can see now, this subnet is connected up into this router. So to close, let's see if we can get this laptop to talk to this PC over here. Let's see if they have a connection. Let's make sure that's on. There we go. Okay. And as you can see, those two networks can talk to each other. We're getting replies back, so that is good. That means that these computers, this subnet, can communicate with this subnet over here. So yeah, it's a brief overview of IP addresses. I hope this video has helped you understand what they are and how they're assigned and the different types of IP classes and addresses. For the most part, an IP address is just an address that the computer has. It can go and find other addresses like you would with street blocks, street addresses. Yeah, that's pretty much what they are for the computers and other devices. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tech-related videos, and have a great day, guys.